much. Thank you. This is quite an impressive gathering from standing here. It seems to me an endless number of people. And I think we're all here and we realize what a critical time this is for all of us. A critical time with a civil war in Iraq. And we are on the verge of Iran achieving what it's always wanted to achieve, becoming a nuclear power. So we couldn't be here at a more important time. And it's quite obvious that at the core of all of these problems, no matter what solutions we can try to figure out for all of them and more, at the core of all of these problems is the regime in Iran. It should be changed. It must be changed. It has to be changed. In Egypt and Libya, the alternative to regime change was not clear. In Syria, because of our dithering and our inability to make decisions to regime change, and the alternatives in Syria become very difficult. And now we've let the same thing happen in Iraq by failing to act early enough in getting rid of Maliki. But the regime change in Iran is easy. There is an alternative. There's an alternative in Iran that stands for democracy, stands for freedom, stands for human rights, stands for the rights of a woman, is led by a woman, and most importantly, at this time in our history, it stands for a non-nuclear Iran, and that is, of course, the MEK and Madame Rajavi. For those of us who have been involved with you for so many years now, what is happening in Iraq is no surprise. It amazes me that people are saying they didn't know about ISIS. They didn't know about the influences that were taking place in Iraq. That they didn't know that Maliki had become a client of Iran. What do you mean they didn't know? This has been going on for 2 years, 3 years. It all gets back to the same thing. We cannot solve the problem in Iraq without solving the problem in Iran. And the same thing is true with the negotiations for a nuclear-free Iran. Please remember that until the interim agreement, the whole struggle was to keep Iran from having nuclear capacity. Any form of nuclear capacity. Iran does not need the peaceful use of nuclear power. It's being recognized as allowing them to have the peaceful use of nuclear power, and then they want to do to us what they did to us before in 2003 and 2005. They want to cheat. They want to fool us again. Remember, we went through this before. They promised they weren't going to enrich uranium. And then they were caught red-handed 3 times enriching uranium. Who was in charge of that program for Iran? Rouhani, the reformer, who brags about it in his memoirs, that he fooled us, that he cheated us, that he lied to us. And who caught him? Who caught him in his lies? You did, the MEK. So let's tell the world what's going on inside Iran right now, under the reformer. More oppression than even when Ahmadinejad was there. More executions than even when Ahmadinejad was there. You think those executions are happening by accident?
No way.
Those executions are happening because as the Ayatollah and Rouhani want to present a picture of a reformer to the rest of the world with a big smiling face, because they know how fragile their regime is. They know what happened several years ago when the U.S. turned their back on the people of Iran. They know that dictatorship, oppressive, murdering dictatorship, like the theocracy in Iran, are always resting on a very, 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 very thin reed. Always right on the precipice of being overthrown. So let's reiterate. What do we need out of a nuclear agreement with Iran? Here's what we need out of a nuclear agreement with Iran. Number one, no nuclear capacity for Iran. None. So long as the Ayatollah is there, so long as Rouhani is there, they cannot be trusted with nuclear capacity. No nuclear capacity. Inspections at any and all times, and never ever, for any reason, never ever, in any negotiation for any reason, give up the principle of regime change in Iran, because ultimately it's the only solution. Last thought. These very big issues that affect the peace of Iran, the United States, and the world are engaging. But we can't let this moment pass without remembering our people who are left behind in Iraq. They're the ones paying the price. So to the people at liberty, please understand, we are here for you. We remember you. We will fight for you. We wish we could deliver you. I wish my country would live up to its promise. I wish my country would not continue to dishonor itself by having promised you freedom and protection and denied it to you. I wish I could make that happen. But there is. No matter how strongly we all feel about it, and you see these people who are here with us today, no matter how strongly we feel about it, there is one person who feels it every minute, every hour of every day. She is a great woman. And when the history of your country is written, Madame Rajavi will be known as the great liberator of Iran.